up, everybody? This is Devin White, linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're listening to the LCC Network. Go Bucks.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Commissioner's Clubhouse on the LCC Network for our mock draft of the 2020 season. Now that we've got the complete draft order in place, now that we've got all the teams settled and everything, we felt like this is the best time to do it and a good way to kind of start off like almost the start of the offseason when things start to heat up for us, I guess. With me, I got Jameson and Cody like always. What you guys see on your screen right now is Primetime Draft, what we've always used. But the issue is it only goes to 20 teams, which I found out today after I spent like $17 on it. So I'm in the process of getting a refund for this. But so what we're going to do just to compensate, you'll see in the next the first four picks in the second round will basically be an extension of the first round. We just won't have the team names there to represent them. But I do have another draft software that I'm already looking at that does support more than 24 teams, so we'll be good there. The price is basically identical as well. So yeah, so just for this one episode, we'll be using Primetime for one last time, a last hurrah, if you will. But yeah, Jameson, Cody, how's it going?
I'm fantastic. I'm excited to do this. I feel like Jameson is too, but Jameson can tell you that himself.
Nothing like these guys here to help me out. I'm very excited to do this. We moved this episode up right after the draft order reveal, just so we could do this episode. I'm really, really excited about this. I don't know how many we're going to get right, but I think it's going to be fun nonetheless, and hopefully it provides some insight into what might happen in the draft in August. So I'm stoked. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's play something here.
I just see my team running through the tunnel right now. Madden 04.
Ready to lose.
All right, so let's kick it off here, guys. So Billy's on the clock, right?
He is.
The one pick. Who wants to make this pick? We're kind of take turns making these picks.
I can go first.
Who wants to?
I feel like we're all going to go the same pick. I mean, this seems pretty simple.
I want to say, though, before we start, this is who we think like each individual would pick, not what we would pick.
Correct.
Okay, so this is how we think we know these people, and so we're going to pick how we think they are going to pick.
Right. So I'm going Christian McCaffrey here, running back for the Carolina Panthers, in case you didn't know that.
If you want to crown them, then crown them.
There we go.
The 101.
So, Jameson, why don't you go ahead and do Charles here at the 102?
Oh, at the 102, man. So I think anyone that knows how to play, or anyone that has played fantasy football for at least a few years, even in an IDP league, is probably going to go running back because those studs are so hard to find. I think he probably goes Zeke here.
You already said it.
Actually, I don't know if I want Saquon or Zeke. Let's give him. Oh man, let's give him Zeke. Let's just give him Zeke and see what happens.
I was about to say Primetime is funny. They have Saquon as a better running back.
I actually pick Saquon myself.
I prefer Zeke because it's just a better team.
Consistency though too. Zeke is so consistent.
All right, Cody.
I have to go Saquon.
You got to go Saquon. That makes sense.
And this is Cody's spot too. This is your spot,
so
Cody.
This is what I would definitely do. Like if those two players went, then I would definitely go Saquon. I think that those three players have to go top three. Like if it's not in some kind of order, those three players in the first three picks, then it got messed up.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. I'm going here with the next pick, Team Dylan. I don't know what his team name is going to be, but with this pick, I don't know his experience with IDP, what that looks like. For me, I'm going to go running back again because we're still early in this. All of these guys are kind of the same level. You could either go Alvin Kamara here or Dalvin Cook. Either way, you're definitely safe. I'm going to assume he goes Alvin Kamara, though, just because of longer track history, better offense, better overall team as well. We're going to give him Alvin Kamara here at the 104.
I think that's a smart choice by Dylan.
Thank you.
I agree. I agree. So guys, at this point, the next best running back is going to be Dalvin Cook, right? But I think somebody gets a little antsy and pulls the trigger on Lamar Jackson, trying to
Ooh.
lock in just the most fantasy points, right? And I think it happens here. I don't know BP very well. I played with him last year. But I think Lamar Jackson goes earlier than we think we do. And I think he goes right here to number 5.
It's good. I don't
Dalvin
mind
Cook
that
had
at
some
all.
inconsistency throughout his career. He had one great season. Maybe he's a little scared off. I don't know. But Lamar's going to go early.
Okay. All right, we're up at Michael's team now, Cody.
Man, and I guess a perfect person to do Michael just because I probably know him the best. But I definitely, me personally, like I don't think he'll go defensive player, which I definitely think there's a certain defensive player that should go at this point in time. But man, this is tough. Especially with Lamar Jackson going, man, I could totally see him going and grabbing Mahomes. So I'm gonna go with Mahomes. Like just getting kind of that like
Uh-oh.
thought process. You see Lamar Jackson going, and then he knows the name Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he's gonna put 2 and 2 together, and he's just gonna be like, man, if he just went Lamar Jackson, I'm just gonna go Mahomes and lock this up and finish it. So Mahomes is my pick.
So we're at the crazy legs now, Matt. I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cody, I don't know if he's ever gone defense in the first round before.
No.
I think he stays offense as well. I don't think we see a defensive player go yet. I don't think he goes quarterback at this point. Receiver, we still have Michael Thomas there. But with said, we're in a league where you're probably going to have only 24 receivers, rostered any given week. I don't think you have to go Michael Thomas this early. I honestly think it's probably better if you're going to go offense, go get Dalvin Cook here, get yourself a good running back. And I think this is where you see the drop off in talent at running back is after the Dalvin Cook pick.
And I totally agree with that because I think Matt's one of those people that really tries to seal up his offensive players too. And, definitely think there's a divide between running backs 5 and running back 6.
Yeah. I agree. All right. We got the Spurs up next. Cameron.
All right, guys. I'm going to channel my inner Cameron here. I don't know how well this is going to go. Cameron had stud linebackers last season. At this point, all of the stud running backs are gone, I think. I mean, you still got Mixon, Gurley, Bell, but I think those are Connor. Those are kind of like a drop-off in tier. Maybe receiver, but, I mean, do you think we see Darius Leonard here? 41 points a game last season with the first defensive player?
I'll put it this
Cameron's
way.
probably like screaming right now. I don't know.
I'm watering out the mouth at you possibly saying no to Darius Leonard because that means he falls to me in the next pick, which is I know where I would be taking him. And I'm gonna
pick him right here for Cameron.
Okay, all right. Well, that sucks for me.
It sucks for me too because Cameron's in my.
Cameron, let me know if I'm right on this or not. Like what? I don't know how Cameron really feels about him, but he had a lot of stud linebackers last year, and he averages over 40 points a game.
Yeah.
So.
All right. At this point, we have in my opinion, the number one IDP players now off the board, and the best linebacker. I think at quarterback, we have seen Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes go, so we're left with like Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson at this point. Running back, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb. I don't think I'm going
Derrick
there.
Henry. If you're a Henry lover, I'm not.
I like Derrick Henry, but I'm not getting him this early. Honestly, if I'm at this point in the draft, in our PPR style scoring, I'm actually probably going to go Michael Thomas here. I don't feel great about it, but I'll get the number one receiver, and I'll feel good.
Really?
Yep.
Fair enough.
I don't.
I'm going Michael Thomas. First receiver off the board.
Unless I was in the back 5 of this draft, I would not go receiver. Me personally.
We'll see. Like I said, if I get the number one guy, then I don't have to worry about a backup, and I can wait till like the 13th round to draft him.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from at the same time, but like, how many receivers are going to be left when it comes back around to you compared to how many like running backs are going to be left or anything like that? Like,
We're about to find out, I guess. I think, Cody,
All
do you
right.
want to pick for Hunter here?
yeah, I guess I'll do that,
Yeah.
and then we'll just vegetarians can be
Jameson?
Jameson, and then we'll fall back in order.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Hunter's a very safe drafter, which is why he's pretty consistent. Man. I think he's gonna want to go offense here. It's kind of, oh man,
I don't
I
like
could
this
see
part of
him
the draft.
going-
I don't like
it's
this.
tough, dude. It's so tough.
That's why I went receiver, just because I felt okay about getting the best receiver. So
I'm just gonna say, man, he wants to go running back because he doesn't think anybody's gonna come back to him, and I think he goes ahead and goes with Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Ahead of Nick Chubb, which is very interesting. Ahead of Nick Chubb.
I don't know. I'm not a
I love Chubb.
I don't mind Chubb, but I think I value Henry above Chubb just because of touchdowns.
All right,
And
James.
it's not like Chubb is killing the receiving either, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know Storm very well. But I feel like he probably knows a lot more of the offensive players than defensive players, just based on like I think how he's drafted in the past, maybe. So I think go ahead.
Can I just say this and this might help you a little bit with your pick, but like Storm is very knowledgeable. Like he's a very knowledgeable person, but he just gets these ideas that like certain people are gonna bust out, and he just wages his whole team on
He
those
does.
certain people.
He does.
Like it's outrageous, and he thinks he's making these like sneaky great picks, but they end up like literally putting him at the bottom of the list. Like,
Exactly.
so just think of it that way.
Just think of it that way.
Sneaky great picks. I mean, I don't know I don't want to say girly, but based on what you were saying, it sounds like he'd like risk it all on someone like that, but I feel like that's not the right pick here. What
He's
about
a Colts fan too, if that helps you.
He's a Colts fan.
Yeah.
I hope you're not talking about like T.Y. Hilton.
Oh, God. No, we're not going to do that to him. Get God. Philip Rivers in the first round.
Let's do this. So there's a lot of Clemson fans in this group, right?
Yeah. He's an
He's an
LSU
LSU
fan.
fan.
Nuke's on a better team. Nuke's on a better team in Arizona. I think people are gonna get antsy. Let's give him Hopkins here, mostly because I don't really know what to do.
That threw me off. I thought you for sure going quarterback with that pick. But hey, this is Storm, so you just don't know.
It could be none of the above.
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
could be anybody.
All right. Yes. Yes. Oh,
Hey, he was totally for that. Once I explained that picture to him, he was totally for that.
okay. Jordan
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
understand it either, so that I thought that was kind of funny. All right, am I picking for Mondo here?
Yeah.
I'm just looking right now. Sorry. He has a little bit of IDP experience under his belt now. I just don't know if he goes.
Some of the best players available: Bobby Wagner, Jalen Smith, Corey Littleton, Nick Chubb, Devontae Adams.
You know what? Is it?
Julio Jones.
And I don't think this is a terrible pick at all at this point in the draft. I'm thinking either Nick Chubb, and this is weird, Nick Chubb or Deshaun Watson is kind of what I'm thinking is where he goes. I'm going to say he goes. I'm going to say. Yeah, I'm going to say he goes Nick Chubb here.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I agree with that over Watson.
That's we gave him Nick Chubb. We're on to Mafali now. Jameson, where do you have him going?
Oh God, someone else pick.
Someone
You pick. Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I'll take Big Oss after this one.
Okay.
I got this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you take it.
I
You
definitely
take it.
think Mufali is like a trendsetter in certain things, in a certain way. I think he'll pass on running back because I don't think he'll like what's there.
Oh
And
yeah,
he's
for sure.
definitely about value, and he's very knowledgeable about defense. If what the last 2 years we played, he's probably had one of the better defenses. Um, I'm just gonna say he goes Corey Littleton, honestly, and like
Okay.
tries to seal up his linebackers. This is me liking Corey Littleton a lot, and I also know that like he likes Corey Littleton a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know he likes getting that top guy. I think Bobby Wagner would be a guy he would think about as well here, but I'm gonna go Corey Littleton.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right. It's Big Os.
This is Big Os.
Yep.
All right,
Slapdicks.
man. Slapdicks.
If you're
So
not a
there's
Last Chance U
still-
fan, you probably don't get the name, but that's where it's from.
At this point, there's still a lot. There's a lot of linebacker depth. There's also maybe I think two or three more stud wide receivers that guys are going to want to scoop up. I don't know Big Os his tendencies very well. I think he's played 2 seasons.
Yeah.
1 season.
2 seasons
I
and
don't
one in
remember.
IDP and then one back when we were just regular defensive special teams.
I really don't know here, guys. You want to maybe Julio Jones?
That's fine. I was thinking maybe quarterback at this point. Like,
Deshaun Watson?
yeah,
Okay. I agree with that one.
I really think Deshaun Watson falls out of the first round.
really.
Is that weird to
Really?
me? As a Clemson fan, even like I just think people will be like deterred from what he doesn't have now with Nuke. I think if anything, Murray's going to get drafted before Deshaun.
It's possible.
I
But
would
there are a
do
lot
it.
of Clemson. There are a lot of people who are here that are homers though. They're gonna reach a little bit. I think,
Slap
on
Dick's
some
one of
those
them.
guys.
No, he's a Gamecock fan.
See,
I don't know.
exactly. That's my point.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so what are you doing, Jameson?
Oh man, let's go Julio Jones, I guess.
Okay.
He's a consistent top 3 receiver. This is a guy who had a rough season last year. He's gonna want stud, consistent players to build a foundation on. Let's give him Julio Jones.
All right, well, go ahead and pick for yourself now, too.
Oh man,
Back to back.
back to back. You guys, I'm not a fan of drafting quarterbacks early. We're not going to go there. None of these running backs that are available at this point, Austin Eckler, James Conner, Mixon, none of those guys are worth a first round pick to me. And receiver, you're pretty much at OBJ and Devontae Adams. So I'm not interested there either. So I think I'm going to go with Jalen Smith here because we said months ago that if Darius Leonard wasn't the number 1 LB, at least 2 of us agreed it would be Jalen Smith.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Jalen Smith and lock in a top 3, maybe a top 5 fantasy player, top 10 fantasy player, but a top 3 linebacker for sure.
Yeah,
I like Jalen Smith, dude.
I like him. I think that's a good pick. All right, so I'm going to pick for my dad here, who went heavy on defense last offseason, and we all thought, including himself, that he was going to have a better year than he had, and it just didn't turn out. Injuries, then he didn't have any help at receiver, which I think hurt him. At this point, arguably the top 3 linebackers are gone, and part of me wonders, does he go defense here, or does he go with like a guy like Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray in a league where someone is going to be stuck week in, week out with like a bottom QB2 as their starter every single week. Every week. Unless they trade. So I think, honestly, and this makes sense to me, go quarterback here and get a guy like, and I think he goes to Deshaun Watson over Kyler Murray. Well, the more I think about it, I like, it's a toss-up.
Oh, I got you thinking, didn't I?
Like, my dad's a Gamecock fan, but he's not the type of person who's not going to pick a Clemson player because he's a South Carolina fan. So I don't think that matters. I'm going to say he goes to Deshaun Watson over Kyler Murray. I don't think either way you can't go wrong, for sure, for going quarterback.
It's interesting.
All right, we're at Isaac, who is it, Cody up now?
Yeah, I guess because I haven't gone in like 5 picks.
Yeah. So you go.
um, man, Isaac, how you doing, Isaac? I think Isaac goes safe, man, and maybe he's gonna be like, I got this wrong, but I think he goes safe, and I think he tries to get one of the more consistent linebackers, and think he takes Bobby Wagner.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's fair.
I think Isaac. I mean, I think Isaac strikes me as like a safe guy, especially in the first round. Like, let's get a guy we know is going to be good,
Yeah.
and we know is going to finish in the top 5. And who is not the definition of that than Bobby Wagner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's solid. All right. We're up at Daquan, Jameson.
Oh, Daquan. Man, I feel like Daquan can go a few different directions here. I don't think he's ready to pull on a trigger on a quarterback yet, especially because he can loop back around, right? Like you still got Breeze, you still got Kyler Murray, you still got a few of those other guys there. Running backs, you're still in that Austin Eckler territory. He can probably wait on that. Maybe the run on linebackers makes him pull the trigger here on Blake Martinez, another very consistent, solid stud linebacker to build a foundation on.
I like him, especially in New York. I think it's going to be. I think he's going to. I think he's going to be very good there for sure. All right, I'm in Abusement Park here, and at this point, we're starting to take a hit at linebackers. I mean, we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 linebackers. We're almost halfway through the LB1s. Well, actually, I guess LB1 now is technically 1 through 24. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in a different direction here and go defensive back actually for Peyton, just because at this point, like some of the better guys, it makes sense compared to the other positions where we've depleted guys. And I'm leaning towards Buda Baker here. What do you guys think about that?
If you're gonna go DB, I feel like it has to be Buda Baker at this point.
Okay,
Right.
and that's kind of. I felt like that was probably the safest pick. At this point in the draft.
Did we put? Do y'all remember the consensus like for top 10? Like for the top 10,
The top 10 IDP
was
players?
Buda Baker the consensus guy in top 10 when we did it a few weeks, or probably about a couple months now?
I don't remember. It wasn't Jamal Adams, was it?
No, he ended up. I don't even think Pat had Jamal Adams on his list. If I'm
Yeah, that kind of
correct.
killed his rankings.
Yeah.
I'll go Buda
like
Baker. I'm gonna go
Probably
Buda
was
Baker.
Buda Baker. If you're going DB.
Man, I would take Jamal Adams over Buda, but I can understand somebody going Buda,
All
especially
right,
in our league. Yeah.
Cody, you're
Buda,
up
Buda,
with
Buda, Buda.
Burrow's body count. New rookie owner Zach.
Oh well, he gets the trashiest player in the world, dude. Like literally the worst player in fantasy. Who is that?
Who is
I don't know him, so I guess I'm gonna kind of have to go based off of myself. I've never met him.
I think he's
or
played IDP before. Actually, I could be wrong about that, but I think Cameron told me he's played in an IDP league before.
Yeah, well, he sucks. So I'm just. I'm actually, if I were in this situation and I'm sitting where I'm at right now, I truly believe that you start to look at running back here, especially the first 7 are gone, and then you've had this big run right now of basically no running backs, and I think you start feeling really good about the running back situation. I think he goes Mixon right here.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's probably the best of the group that's left standing, I think.
Well, personally, I wouldn't have gone him, but I'm a big Jacobs fan, honestly.
I am too. So now we're at 21, and obviously you guys can see on the screen now, there is no team at the 21 spot, but just keep that in mind. We are still in the first round, the 21st pick. And who is that, guys?
Team Brandon.
Team Brandon. Yep.
Brando.
This is another new guy. We don't know his tendencies or what he might opt to do in this situation.
Yeah, and I heard he sucks too. So I'm just joking.
What about like so? Like sometimes the newer guys that haven't played IDP or at least in our league, they tend to go for like big names, right? We've seen it with a lot of rookies in the past. Does he go for a guy like OBJ here? A guy still available, a big name?
You don't think you'd go like Tyreek over OBJ?
Oh, that's true.
Nope.
Tyreek's still available too.
OBJ's a bigger name than Tyreek though.
I don't know.
Second year OBJ in Cleveland. I mean, I think Landry had a better second year in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think OBJ is going to have a nice year this year, personally. I like OBJ.
James, where do you got him going here?
Let's give him OBJ.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just feel it. At this point, there's not a lot of logic we can use to provide a lot, rational decision making. But
All right. We're at the 22nd pick now in the first round.
Cody got a message.
Yeah, it's a trade offer.
You making some trades over there,
Making
Cody?
some trades.
All right, let's just keep
Let's
moving.
get-
We'll talk
that
about this later.
Is that Keenan Allen offer coming through?
No, it's somebody trying to give me Preston Smith, but we'll talk about this after the podcast.
Oh,
All right.
okay. All right.
All right. 22nd pick. Who is this?
It's Jordan.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep.
I think Jordan here. All right, so running backs, we got Josh Jacobs. I think he feels pretty good about Josh Jacobs as well. At quarterback, his boy Deshaun Watson's already gone, so that's not in the cards. He might as well wait at this point to go quarterback to the second round if we're going to do quarterback.
He's not a quarterback taker
No,
anyways.
exactly.
Like, literally, he'll wait till the 8th round to grab a quarterback.
You think he goes after a guy like a stud like Clay Matthews here? No, I'm going to go Josh Jacobs. I think that's a good pick. We're starting to get toward the end of the RB1s at this point, so I think that's pretty safe just because some of the other guys at this point also need running backs that are going to be picking ahead of him in the second. So let's give him Josh Jacobs with this pick.
I like it.
Fair enough.
All right, 23rd.
Is this Cody?
Colby. Yeah, this is me, and this is Colby.
Okay.
Man, this is tough.
This is tough, dude. This is rough.
Like, I think Colby likes some running backs. But what's the thing is like it's going to be coming back around him in the second round. So I don't know if he waits for a second. But I'm just going to play it the way I see it at the moment and not think about the second round too much. I think he goes Aaron Jones here. I think he sees running backs are getting light, and he grabs Aaron Jones.
All right, which leaves us with the 24th pick and Mike Jameson.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys?
So Mike is a true wild card, right? He
Yes.
has proven that year
Oh my
in
God, yes.
and year out with his waiver wires, his drafting, his trading, everything. He's a complete wild card. So I think, but we have also seen Mike take Cardinals players a lot sooner than he should because he's a Cardinals fan. So we're not going to draft in the second round, but I would say this. He goes Kyler Murray in the first round and then goes Tyreek Hill right back to back and starts building a dominant offense for his team.
Dude, that would be deadly right there. Those two together.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even put it past him, all right, I'm going to put Kyler Murray down for you. But I can name one other Cardinal that I think he could definitely go with that pick. And it's not running back. Do you know who I'm thinking?
Well, Hopkins is gone, and I hope it's not Jordan Hicks or Chandler Jones.
I was thinking Jordan Hicks. No joke. I could see him doing
Really?
that. Yes.
Goodness. I love Jordan Hicks, but I feel like
Because
that would be...
he wanted to trade for him so bad last regular
Who is
season.
this?
Mike. He's a Cardinals fan. He lives in Arizona. But yeah, Kyler Murray, I think that makes a lot of sense. I could see that
Yeah,
happening.
but I feel like it changes a tad when you got you add Simmons to that equation.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
that's true.
So
And
guys,
plus, they
before
added. I'm sorry to interrupt, but they also added
you're
that
good.
linebacker from Atlanta. Oh, what's his name? Man?
Devondre Campbell. Is that
Yeah.
who it was? Yeah.
Yes.
So we're looking at this, guys. I know it's kind of weird how it looks in the strings. It loops back, but just imagine this is the first round. One, how accurate do you think we are? Two, what picks in here do you like, don't like? Do you feel like someone reached? I mean, how do we feel about this if this was the first round of the draft in August?
I think it wasn't as wild as I think it probably will be, in all honesty.
That's fair.
It really wasn't. And we know some of these guys will go. And I guess, granted, we haven't been in this kind of environment since 2016. I mean, it's been 4 years since we've done a total redraft like this before, which is probably a good thing, honestly. But so, I mean, guys we're forced to go wild, right? I mean, you've already got picks, you've already got positions filled. And if you're like just zoned in, all right, I got to fill this one position. I don't care who it is, what pick it is. I'm drafting that position, that pick. I don't think you have that necessarily. So maybe people are safer just because there's a lot more depth this year. There's safer picks in the first round. I think where things will get interesting is the second round. And who knows, maybe if we speed things up and do another mock draft, we could do rounds 1 through 2 or just do a longer episode if you guys want. Because I think that's where things will get interesting. And that's where it's going to be harder to predict some of these picks because we just gave Mike a quarterback. But then what does he do after that? Because it is Mike. Does he go Tyreek Hill, which makes a lot of sense? Maybe he goes another receiver. Maybe he goes running back. Maybe he goes defensive player. I don't know. But I don't even know where I would pick in the second round. I would just went receiver. I don't even know. I'd probably have to get some RB2 at that point, or maybe even another defensive player. Who knows? But I think that's where things will get different.
Maybe so. I'm looking at the player report right now. There's still a lot of players. There's still like Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams. Like there's still lots of running backs left. Austin Eckler. There's still lots of DBs and linebackers. We haven't even gotten to guys like T.J. Watt, Khalil Mack yet, Aaron Donald. There's still a lot of depth left. So, I mean, maybe on another episode we save this as our first round, and then we come back on another episode and go faster, and maybe do round 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Right. To give us an idea, visual of what it's going to look like. And I would encourage everybody to, if you have any access to this software or anything, to mock draft maybe the first 6 rounds and get a look at what your team is and use different strategies, right? Like if I draft a receiver here in the 1, what happens in my second round? Or if I draft a running back here, like what's it going to look like? So you can better prepare yourself for the draft because like you said, Pat, I think it's going to be more wild than what we have here. And it's going to force you to kind of change your way of thinking as you go through the draft.
Yeah. For sure.
I think like originally it kind of like sets up like in real life a little bit like previously, like, some real teams draft off of need and some real teams draft off of, best available. And I think that shows you certain players in fantasy do the same thing. Like certain players, like fantasy players will draft based off of value and certain fantasy players based off of what they need. And that goes back to kind of what Pat was saying a little bit, directing towards.
Well, guys, I'm really excited. Please, guys, if you're watching this, please comment. Let us know. Let us know what your thoughts are. If you think maybe we're kind of close, not close, what you might have done differently in certain situations. That'd be fun to do because we can incorporate those thoughts into our future drafts. Maybe if we do more of the first round or even the second, third, fourth rounds, to kind of get some tendencies to move forward with. So, anything from you guys before we close out the end of the mock draft episode?
No, just
good.
Yeah, like I said, we got a couple things coming up. And keep in mind, guys, the order you just saw is going to be flipped for the waiver wire. So if you're picking at the back and you feel really shitty about that in the draft, well, good thing is you get the best player available in the waiver wire. So, you do get that advantage at least.
Well, if you're at the back, I mean, if you're Mike right now, Kyler Murray, and maybe like a Tyreek Hill, like I wouldn't be too upset
Oh
about
no,
that.
I would
you
not
know?
be upset at all. And you go get a guy. Let's say like you get. I'm just throwing the names. I know they're going to be available. Like Bradley Chubb at defensive end, and then you're set
Oh, yeah.
there.
Oh yeah,
Bruh.
absolutely.
TJ Watt.
Oh, TJ Watt. Well, he's
Get you
probably
a
not
DB,
ranked
like
bad enough.
there were some DBs that were injured last year, like Keanu Neal. I think he was injured again, wasn't he?
God, I don't want him
So he'll be
anymore.
in there.
I'm done with
Oh,
him.
you're talking about.
I'm done with him.
He's been hurt 2
You're
years
talking
in a
about the
row.
waiver wire?
Yeah, I've been burnt
Yeah,
too
the
many
waiver
times
wire.
on that one.
Okay, yeah. John Johnson.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
John Johnson. Yeah.
I like that. All right.
If you can stomach it, Quan Alexander might be on there again.
Ooh.
If we can.
Oh,
finally-
God, that's a gut punch. That's a gut punch.
Come on, man.
He's cheap enough for me.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right, well, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy.
Adios.